Okay, let's just dive right in. If you're an educator, you are probably wrestling with this massive question right now. With AI tools popping up everywhere, how on earth do we authentically assess what our students know and can do? It really feels like the ground is shifting under our feet. But what if this isn't a crisis? What if it's actually a huge opportunity?
And what's so great about this idea is that we've kind of been here before. Think about it. When calculators first showed up in classrooms, there was a total panic. But we adapted, right? We figured out that our job wasn't just to teach long division by hand forever. It was to teach students when and why to use that tool to solve bigger problems. Well, AI is just the next step in that journey.
So that really gets us to the heart of it. Are we going to spend all our energy trying to ban a tool that, let's be honest, is going to be a huge part of our students' future? Or are we going to focus on what actually matters? Teaching the critical reasoning, the creative problem solving, all the stuff the tool can't do on its own. And this explainer? Well, it's all about taking that second path.
You see, our job as educators has fundamentally changed. We're not the gatekeepers of information anymore. We're not the tool police. Our new, and frankly, way more exciting, mission is to help students build those uniquely human skills. The deep thinking that can steer these powerful tools, not just push the buttons.
And this is where it gets super clear. The calculator, or the AI, it handles the mechanics, the computation. But the strategy, the critical thinking, the approach to the problem, that's our turf. So everything we do, from how we design an assignment to how we write a rubric, has to shift. We need to start valuing and assessing the strategy, not just the final calculation.
All right, so this leads us to a really fundamental shift in mindset. To make any of this work, we have to teach our students, and probably ourselves too, to see AI in a new light. Not as a vending machine for answers, but as a real partner in the thinking process. This lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the answer machine model. It's totally passive, it's a shortcut, and it's all about spitting out a final product with as little effort as possible. But on the other side, now this is what we're aiming for, the thinking partner model. This is active. This turns AI into a superpower that actually enhances the process of thinking. Our entire goal is to get our students from that left column over to the right.
And getting them to make that leap, it all comes down to the questions we teach them to ask. The old passive question was, hey, AI, what can you do for me? But this new, active question, this changes the whole game. It puts the student firmly in the driver's seat, using AI as a tool to become a sharper, better thinker.
So that's the why. Now let's get into the how. How do we actually start assessing this new way of working? Well, the way we do that is by getting into what you could call co-thinker mode, where we design our assignments to make a student's back and forth with the AI both visible and valuable.
Okay, so here's a super practical example, the revision loop. A student takes their writing, they pop it into an AI, and it gives them some suggestions. That's step one. Easy. But here's the kicker, the part we can actually grade. That's step two. We ask them to justify their choices. Which ideas did you keep? Which did you throw out? And tell me why. That why is pure gold. It's where we see their unique voice and their critical thinking in action. Or, hey, how about this one, the devil's advocate routine? Here, the student literally asks the AI, poke holes in my argument, tell me where I'm weak. And again, we're not grading what the AI said. We're grading how the student reacts to that feedback. Do they find better evidence? Do they acknowledge a counterargument? That is a seriously high-level skill we can now see and assess directly. So these routines are awesome, right? But to really make them stick, we've got to make this invisible thinking process, well, visible and accountable. And that brings us to the next part, the practical, concrete tools you can put in your classroom toolkit tomorrow.
So what's in this toolkit? It really boils down to three key things that help us see the thinking: AI use trackers, simple reflection prompts, and the big one, redesigned rubrics. Let's break these down real quick.
First off, let's be clear. An AI use tracker is not a gotcha tool. It's not about catching students. Its whole purpose is to get them thinking about their own thinking process. The key word here is how. How did that prompt change your thesis statement? How did that feedback help you find a better source? It just makes their partnership with the AI totally transparent.
Trackers are great, reflections are great, but there is one tool, just one, that sits at the center of our entire assessment system. It sends the loudest possible signal to students about what we actually care about. And if we don't change this one thing, honestly, none of the other stuff really matters.
And here it is. This is the absolute game changer. We have to update our rubrics. If our rubrics only reward that final, shiny, polished product, guess what students are going to focus on? We have to deliberately build in criteria that give credit for the process, for asking smart questions, for critically evaluating the AI's feedback, for justifying their own choices. This is the single most powerful lever we can pull, period.
Okay, let's take a step back for a sec and just remember the big picture here. Why does any of this matter? Because our ultimate goal isn't just to survive this new age of AI, it's to prepare our students to absolutely thrive in it.
I mean, what's the end goal? It's to help shape students who are adaptable, who have incredible life skills, and who are amazing, critical, and creative thinkers. These are the skills that can't be automated away. By shifting how we assess, we are directly teaching and rewarding these future-ready skills.
When you boil it all down, this entire shift is about one incredibly powerful idea. We're moving away from just assessing what students can remember and repeat, and we're moving toward assessing what they can actually do with that knowledge. It's the core principle of authentic assessment, and man, has its time come.
So I want to leave you with this question. A little challenge, really. Don't think about redesigning your whole curriculum tomorrow. That's overwhelming. Just think about your very next assignment, your very next rubric. What's one line, just one, that you can add to start giving credit for the thinking process, not just for the final answer? Because that one small change, that's the first step to building a classroom that's truly ready for the future.